Alright, so recently in one of my main channel videos I whipped out the storybook from my delinquent childhood to tell everyone about how my dumbass once almost lost my dad his job, partially because I usually commentate over League of Legends gameplay, which is more stale than a loaf of bread on display at a history museum at this point, and partially to see if my viewers would like it. And to my surprise, there was feedback that I should start occasionally telling stories on this channel with flaccid gameplay in the background, so I figured I would first share that one here and get your feedback on if you want more. If YouTube police are watching this, please know this isn't like scraped from Reddit and the gameplay is mine, so don't flag this shit for being a botted web scraping account. All this is mine, and the story you are about to hear is embarrassingly true to my childhood as well, so let's get into it. You see, I was born in 1993, which means I grew up actually knowing what grass felt like while reacting to different situations by using real words instead of just saying pog or kek when literally anything in my life happened. But it was also a time before girls could just sit in a bathtub, fart a few times into the water, bottle that shit and sell it online to fund their next 4 years of expenses, because online sales and the internet weren't nearly as mature, so there were other methods for selling products remotely. Namely cold call telemarketing, where these scouse monkey slime ball used car salesmen would cold call thousands of random phone numbers trying to sell you life insurance or the latest Katy Perry CD about the edgy concept of the time about a girl kissing another girl. And these calls were insufferable and a huge waste of time, but we had something known as caller ID, which would show us on the screen who was calling before answering the phone, which gave us the heads up if a call would be one of these telemarketers. Sometimes my family would just ignore the calls coming in, but other times they would pick them up and prank the person, doing harmless things like pretending to be a restaurant and asking for their order, and other things that have probably contributed to me turning into the D-gen loser that I am today. But anyways, I loved this prank shit, and one day when I was home alone a call came in that was flagged as a telemarketer. So I picked up ready to prank the piss out of this person who could probably give two shits and probably just had to get through a list of 600 more calls today before going home. But when this lady asked if my dad was around, I responded in a thick fake southern accent that he quote unquote went down south and got a bullet in his chest. This provoked a much more empathetic response out of the person on the phone, as if she personally knew my dad or something, as she then asked for my mom, so I told her that my mom was the one who put the bullet in his chest, really doubling down on what my 11-year-old super mature ass thought was the acting performance of a lifetime on my end. Well, it turns out the lady who called wasn't a telemarketer, but rather a close colleague/client that my dad worked with for years, and the alarming story that I told her provoked a lot of follow-up calls around my dad's office and who knows what other authorities, as I believe I had also mentioned that my mom was on the run.